Come on in. Come on in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Come on in.
Welcome. Hey, Harold. Thank you
Hey,
for
hey,
bringing.
hey, hey, beautiful. How
Thank
you
you.
doing?
I'm well. Thank you for being here.
No,
Thank you
same
for
here.
taking up this space.
Go.
So, no, I really just wanted to jump in so we can welcome the people to our third installation of Black Voices,
Come on,
the,
Dom.
the nonprofit edition. We thank
Mm-hmm.
you guys for always showing up, for doing what you do, for taking up space. Um, if anyone else is, if you're watching this and you're watching this in a replay, you have a nonprofit, we may have some space to continue to add you into our schedule for the rest of the month. We will be doing this every Wednesday in the month of February.
Get them,
What
Dom.
else can I tell you guys? We also need additional hosts, right? And as you guys are coming out, I'm gonna say this back again, but this is also for our replay community because we know y'all be watching. We know y'all be watching.
They do.
But yeah. Wait,
Dom,
I jumped too far. I jumped too forward, right? Let's introduce ourselves and then I'll kind of go into Black Voices.
I was letting you rock. What's up, Maxie? What's up, beautiful people? Come on in. Share the link. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Dominique Johnson. I am class of 2009 and a co-chair of the Young Alumni Council. And
Mm-hmm.
my partner,
Oh,
what's your name?
I'm Harold, class of '08. I'm the co-chair of Alumni.
So Harold is the facilitator for tonight. I hope you guys are vibing with him. Again, I'm gonna reset the room. Tonight is a third edition of our Black Voices third session of our Black Voices nonprofit edition. You guys will hear about some powerful organizations that's doing some great work in the community. If you have an organization and you're doing some great work that you want your alumni community to know about, please tap in. If you're interested in being a host, because we have a couple more we can have people host, please tap in, DM us. And if you're interested in just knowing how to be involved in the alumni world, the young alumni world, please tap in. Don't sit back and be like, I wish I could figure out how to give to Lincoln, how to be
Mm-hmm.
involved. We have
Mm-hmm.
ways you can be involved. One
It's
of the
that
ways
time. It's that time.
is social. If you're into social events, if you're into fundraising, if you're into membership, we have multiple ways you can be involved with multiple levels of commitment. So let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's put our actions where our mouth is and get the job done because there's stuff to be done out here. Harold, I'm going to slide out before I start preaching, right?
No. That's a word because it's also Black History Month, so people should be
Right.
stepping up.
So, and speaking of stepping up, right, I'll add this part. Every organization you'll see during our Black Voices series, you will be able to support financially by donating at least $18.54.
Mm-hmm.
$18.54 to an organization that you hear about. You can choose one, you can choose all. We ask that you at least support one during this month, right? With at least $18.54. If you do not have $18.54, that's fine, right? You got
Mm-hmm.
$5. Go ahead. Support these organizations.
$8.54. I was gonna say
You have
$8.54.
$8.54, right? Support these organizations. Let them know that their alumni family is here supporting them more than just saying, hey, guys, I watched you on live, right? We want you to be here. We want you to watch, but we also want we know there's power in money, and money is what will help run some of these organizations and help them continue to do some of the great work they do. So, guys, we appreciate you. Again, before I fly out, if you want to be involved, we have multiple ways that you be involved. One way is if you have a nonprofit, to get connected with us because we can create some more space to highlight you during this month and moving forward. Two, if you want to be involved in YAC and somehow or alumni association in general, hit us up. Hit us up. Lastly, if you are doing something great and it needs to be highlighted, repost your friends and tag us.
Mm-hmm.
Or you send it directly to us because we want to highlight you. We don't want to highlight the same people all the time. We want to highlight who we don't know. I said that was last week, but I lied. Anybody in class of 2015 and up, get connected. Tap in. Tag your friends, repost your friends. That's it. That's all. Again, thank you. Welcome to Black Voices Alumni Nonprofit Edition.
And
Black Voices Nonprofit.
I will also just add, turn on your notifications, yo. We're not hitting you crazy with a lot of content. So when we say stuff,
You
it's
have
important.
notifications on for the shade room. You can have a notification on for us, okay? You turn them notifications on.
Yeah.
Replay world, share this out. If you're in here now, please share it with at least 3 people, regardless if they're alumni or not. If you're in here now, please share this with at least 3 people.
I love it. Yep.
Thank you guys. Have a good day. Harold, rock out. I appreciate it. I'll be in the comments.
Thank you so much. Dom,
No
you're
problem.
so amazing. Can I just let you know that before you head out?
I appreciate you. Listen, we want to do this here right now. You're amazing simply for the fact that you make a point. He said, ain't one thing changed. You make a point to always highlight those things in people. You always make like anytime we're talking, you never let me see a moment. You never let me go past a moment without letting me know where you believe I'm great and when I'm doing great. Even when I don't feel so great, you let me know. So I appreciate it. Appreciate that. And that makes you dope, right? That makes you dope because you make sure your people know their area of genius.
I appreciate that. That's dope. You're right. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. You added so much light to this conversation. So thank you, Dom.
I wasn't just trying to micromanage you.
She
All right,
was trying to
micromanage
me, y'all. She was trying to micromanage me. Come on here and boss me around. That's what she wanted to do.
Oh, crack it up. All right, but seriously, before I exit out, I'm going to exit out, but I need you guys to send this to 3 people. Share it with 3 people. Tell them to get in here and get this information. Share it with 3 people. If you have a nonprofit and you want us to highlight it, please hit us up, DM us. If you want to host one of these nonprofit series during this month, DM us. If you're doing anything that you think we should share. Like Keisha, you just came in here. Please send us your information if you ever want us to repost it. Hey, Mrs. Parker, your round trip, let us know. All right, guys, have a great day. See you in the comments.
So, guys, this is our Black Voices Nonprofit Edition. We are highlighting alumni profit founded organizations. If you know alumni organization, please let them know. Please share. But today, right now, every Wednesday, we're going to highlight another organization. But I want to invite my brother, Chinomso Nwachuku, to the stage. This brother is he's the founder of Talk Naija, doing incredible work in the mental health space. Again, if you have 1854, that's what we're donating, man. We're putting our money where our mouth is. Contribute to these organizations. We're going to list their website where you can donate. If you don't have money, if you have time, if you have gifts and talents that you want to share, please share. Chinomso, if you're ready, I'm about to bring you up, bro.
Harold!
Yeah! Chinomso, you all well lit? Where you at?
We outside.
Skin all glistening? Come on, brother. You ready?
I got my shea butter on like your line brother Jason. No. Nicely moisturized. Appreciate
Fresh
you, bro.
cut.
Thanks for having me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm so excited and so grateful to do this. Like, you know, I'm a little bit more of behind the scenes, but for you, bro, like known you for the 13 years or 15 years, I don't know, that I've known you, to see you do this, like, to see you contribute to your community in this way, like I'm not even saying this just because we're on TV. You know, I love you and love the work that you're doing. Like, I'm so excited to have you and have this conversation. So go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Okay, my name is Chinomso Nwachuku. Follow 7 Alpha Phi Alpha, Lincoln University class of the great 2008 class.
Yeah, man. And you are the founder of Talk Naija. Talk to us about Talk Naija, your nonprofit.
Right. So I'm one of the, before I start, I just want to start with gratitude. I would like to give a shout out to my 3 co-founders, Joy, Tutu, and Uche. I definitely can't do this work without them. And also, I also want to express a lot of gratitude to Harold. Like, if you all know, Harold and I go way back. Like he's held me down so many moments, and I don't take this brother lightly, and I'm grateful for him and the work that he's doing. Now I think I said all the good stuff I have to say. So now I know the twins are watching, so I had to say something nice about Harold. But so we just hit year 5 of Talk Naija a couple of days ago, and actually the vision came about when I was in Nigeria. So to those who may or may not know, I was born in Nigeria, came to the States in '97 around the age of 12. But I do remember vividly, I think I was either 6 or 7. There was a lady was down from my parents' house, right? And I remember looking back to the moment that she had a psychotic breakdown, and I watched how the family treated her. So this was like a lively person, to now watch her being chained to a tree, essentially being treated like an animal. So as a 7-year-old, that image stuck with me, right? Then fast forward to 2009, when I go off to graduate school, and Harold was kind enough to drive with me from PA to Chicago. When I got there, I had a mental breakdown. Never experienced nothing like that in my life before. I was at my lowest point, so I took a leave of absence for 1 year, and I came back home. And I started seeing a therapist and just trying to get my life together. Then I did go back and was able to finish my degree the following year. So now, fast forward again, mind you, while this was going on, my parents did not know that I had this, mental breakdown in Chicago. Granted, a lot of stuff was going on. My dad was sick, so I was able to hide under the umbrella of my dad's illness as the reason why I came home. Meanwhile, the driving force was my mental breakdown. So fast forward, I come out to Maryland. I'm approaching 30. So in the Nigerian culture, that's the age you're supposed to start thinking about marriage, right? So I'm doing my part. I'm dating somebody, and so I'm thinking, in order for us to proceed to the next level, let me be as honest and transparent as possible, right, about who I am and some of the things I've gone through. So to her credit, she said, since you have not seen a psychiatrist before, give one a try. I said, okay, cool. At this point, I was not clear on what my official diagnosis was. So this is when I got the diagnosis of clinical depression and generalized anxiety disorder. Then I got a medication. Life was good. I was feeling better. Then fast forward again. I'm home at Lincoln. My dad is again sick again, and now his third bout with cancer, and a lot of dynamics were going on. And as the person who studied, has his master's in social work and familiar with the field, I was now the conduit to handle all these kind of emotional stuff. So I was overwhelmed. So I was home. Remember, I was laying down. The person I was talking to, I sent her an email. I'm like, hey, babe, I'm really struggling. I need some help. She said, the cliche stuff, you have to be there for yourself first before you can be there for others. I'm like, cool. I heard that
Say
before.
names, Jim. Say names.
Nah, we ain't dropping no names. I'm a different person this year. I'm choosing not to be petty in 2022, man. No names. So then again, the email exchange continued. Then I told her, well, it's hard for me to do that because this is family. She was like, well, I've been depressed before. I just thought happy thoughts and I snapped out of it. I said, wow. I said, I wish it was that easy for me, but it's really not. So at this point, I'm thinking this is not helpful. I'm trying to end this conversation, but nah, shorty continued. I'll never forget these like 3 key phrases.
That sound like the Joan from Power.
she said, yep. She said, Chinomso, I think you like being depressed, right? I don't think you're doing enough to not feel depressed. Whatever happened to you as a kid, you're an adult now. Get over it, right? And at that point, there's mind you, because she's the only person I've told, right? I ain't tell y'all, right? So
Right.
again,
Right.
so just now think about from the standpoint of this is something that you have been struggling with your whole life, right? Busting your ass. Then someone, like to use a Nigerian term, someone had the audacity, right, to tell you that you're not doing enough, that you actually enjoy being in this state, right? I kid you not, bro. Like I had a flashback, right? And I just thought about all those people who were on the edge, right? The
Mm-hmm.
edge of, going over. And all you needed was just something minor like this to push you over, right? And I thought about Rob, right? Our line brother who we lost by suicide in 2013. And I'm thinking like, damn, like, imagine if I did not have some of the structures that I had, what would have happened to me? So at that point, it became important to me for no one else to feel the kind of pain I felt at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like, how can I make this pain my brand, right? How can I use this experience to make sure that no one else experiences this? Because if I didn't have y'all, if I didn't have my family, that statement was enough to take me over, right? Because this is someone
Right.
that they said they love you, right? It's someone that you confided in. This is someone that um, you shared something so deep that you have not shared with someone else. And now they're telling you, nah, you're not doing enough. You like being in this state,
Bro, can I think
right?
that's so profound, and not to go off topic, but it's like how many black men have done that? How many have, like, they say we don't share, we don't speak, we're
Hmm.
not vulnerable. How many have done that, and
Right.
that's just happened to them?
I mean,
You know what
and
I'm saying?
and it usually takes something like, because I think sometimes we underestimate the impact that our intimate relationships can have on our mental health, right? I mean, we can be all gangsterhood and all this stuff, but bro, ain't nothing like a heartbreak, bro.
Right.
Nothing, right? And I've
Right.
seen it. I mean, that's probably one of the best teachers in life for me, right? So from that point on, I'm like, okay, then mental health is a taboo topic. We don't discuss it often. Then how can we go about like humanizing this experience, right? Just because you have a mental health challenge doesn't mean you're not human. It just means that you had a moment, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it became important to how can we communicate this message in a way, now Afrobeats is lit everywhere, right? So how can we have mental health be on that level? We can discuss it freely without, stigma or shame. Um, so I'm like, okay, well, I believe in, I'm not willing to ask people to do stuff that I'm not willing to do myself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Point number two, because perception is always not reality, right? There's a perception of me on social media that I'm this like happy-go-lucky guy, never a down moment. Some people probably think I'm on crack. I don't know, right? But I'm thinking I'm not on crack, by the way. Um, but I was just thought like because perception is not reality, how can I use my experience to encourage others? So I figured let me talk about my experience with depression and anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I went ahead and I put my video out and with the support of my team, Uchas, I think she logged on, Joy Tutu, we work behind the scenes. A lot of Nigerians. The funny thing is like a lot of people have experienced something similar,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just the fact that there there was no vocabulary, there was no outlet to have these
Mm-hmm.
discussions, right? So at that point, we put that out there. We received a lot of feedback. The interesting thing is like a lot of Nigerian women, they were vocal in terms of communicating their feelings. Like this is so great, we need this. I felt this way, right? However, a lot of guys did not comment on that page, but I receive more messages from guys offline than online, right? Bro, like this is me, this is similar, right? And I'm like,
Bro.
okay, this is a start, right? But we also have to make it okay to be human, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of take the labels off like because I'm a man, I'm only allowed to feel X, Y, and Z, right? You
Mm-hmm.
are entitled to feel the spectrum of emotions. So that's how we started. And and I really have to say this, like, we had a discussion yesterday in terms of friends and support. Like, I think I won the lottery, bro. Like, I have some of the most amazing people that I've ever encountered. So I'm like, you know what? I need some money to get this thing going, right? I'm like, let me set a goal of like 3,000 on GoFundMe. We end up raising 6,000 in a month, right? $1,000 donation here and there. So we were able to then start the website and then have more engagement and dialogue. So the first few years, our goal was simply awareness, right? To put it out there, to have this be a topic of discussion within our groups.
Hey, Chin, just for people who are just joining us,
Mhm.
we are talking with Chinomso, one of the co-founders of Talk Naija, which is an organization that specializes in mental health, supporting people with mental health and telling their stories within the Nigerian community. And he's just sharing his incredible and personal story. And I just wanted just to do a reset for the room for people who just joined us. I'm sorry to cut you off, Chin. Go ahead.
It's fine. This won't be the first time you cut me off. So the first few years, we were just awareness. We spoke at the African Student Association at University of Pennsylvania, had an event at Columbia, right? We've garnered other awards and just different stuff. So that was the first few phases, but now the end goal of what we were trying to do is like to have these discussions, to have people feel that it's okay to have these conversations around mental health. And the end goal is to encourage you to get the kind of help that you need, either therapy or whatever the case may be. So last year is when we actually entered that space, right? We were fortunate enough to get a donation of $20,000 from this generous Nigerian guy out the blue. So we started our therapy fund, where we have been able to sponsor the first 8 sessions of Nigerians to get into therapy.
Get
right?
the hell out of here, yo.
Yeah, so we just started our second cohort. So we're looking at about 12 to 15 people. So that's our biggest push right now, just to open that door for people, right? I think initially it's scary to go into that space, right? One of the scariest places that we can go to is our mind, right? And just taking that first steps, people may feel hesitant financially. Well, it's not sexy to pay for therapy, right? If you can go to brunch, right? But
Okay.
but if we can open the door and get you in 8 sessions at $120, if you're able to get it cheaper, cool. Then you can extend your sessions. But our goal is like once you get going, you will see the benefit of it to then continue. Yeah.
That's incredible. What is your biggest, wildest dream for Talk Naija? Well, before you even answer that, I just want to reset the room to let everybody know we're speaking to Chinomso Nwachuku, my brother. He is the co-founder of Talk Naija, and I'm just so honored to have this conversation with him. And he's going to tell us his wildest dream for Talk Naija.
The funny thing is, like, I didn't. Number one, this has exceeded all the dreams that I had. Right. I went into this space when therapy and mental health was not sexy, right? It's not something we talked about. So I just figured I'm going to put this out there. I'll probably get crucified and, people will label me all type of crazy stuff and nothing will happen. But I'm of the mindset, I'm always trying to do less better, right? And not get caught up in trying to grow. So I've exceeded my wildest dreams. Right. Because the thing is, like, if we were able to touch one person and save one life, that's it. Right. I can die today and be content with my contribution to society. Right. However, because we're on that trend, we're just adding on to the dream already. Right. So I don't really have a bigger goal except just each year providing people with access to therapy and mental health services. Then eventually, we can get to Nigeria where the medical mission trips have a behavioral health component, Like I was talking
Mm-hmm.
to a friend back
Mm-hmm.
home, like the state of mental health in Nigeria is a whole different ballgame, bro. Whole different ballgame, right? It's so
Go,
untapped
go ahead and tell us, like, how is it different than, like, why Nigerian community,
back home.
why is the need so large?
Well, there's no such thing, right? I think at the foundational level, when poverty is the oldest member of your family, there's a lot of
Mm,
trauma associated with that,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you're on survival mode, you don't have time to pause to think about just mental health, right? If you're worried about where the next meal is going to come from, right? And there's also a distrust of mental health services, right? So back, like I was telling about the lady back home, if you have a mental health condition, you're crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer human, like you're ostracized from your community. So it's again, it said the thing is like a spiritual something, right? To take you to church to go pray it out and do a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
So no
Pray
one
the
really,
crazy away.
yeah, takes it seriously. I remember when I went home. This is for the twins who claim I never go back home. I went home in 2015. Um, Shout out to the twins,
Shoot,
by
we
the way.
gotta verify that, bro. I don't know. I
Yeah,
see you at a lot
enjoy
of
Tech
parties in Houston,
USA.
but I ain't never seen you in the continent, bro.
Well, Houston is
I'm gonna have to see
Nigeria,
the
so
stamp
I'm
on that
there.
one. You said
Houston is
what?
Nigeria, so I'm there. So Houston is Nigeria, so I do go. So I went home and I was walking in like the area that I'm from, and I look to my side and I see this kid. I'm like, yo, that kid looks mad familiar. And it was actually one of my classmates, like one of the brightest kids in my class. Now he's just, succumbed to living in like a gutter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Mm-hmm.
but again, if people just like look at it, okay, he's just gone crazy, just leaving my dad there. So there's
And
no
when you say
intervention.
class, what do you mean when you say class? Like your Ivy
Oh,
League or
school. Like I
okay,
ain't bougie, bro. The school. Like
okay.
I'm from the village, man. Like
Yeah, oh, okay.
humble
Okay, cool.
beginnings, man. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. You got a
yeah,
long resume. I mean, I just gotta make sure the audience is following where you at. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Not that kind of class. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So yes, I mean that's so that just kind of wow, like it's that was 15, that was like more than 5 years ago, the same kind of situation. And the mental health bill, this law in Nigeria has not been updated since I think 1990, right?
Mm,
So it's not
mm.
something that's taken seriously, but you know there are a couple organizations who are doing great work in Nigeria that we actually collaborate with.
That's
But
incredible.
but there's a lot that still needs to be done.
All right, Lincoln fam. If you don't know, we're here with Chinomso Nwachuku of Talk Naija. We have some of he's a co-founder of the group. We have Uche in here. I don't know if Uche want to come in and talk, but we are donating 1854 to Talk Naija, to this organization. If you have it, if you can spare it, please go to TalkNaijaorg, donate to the work that Chinoso is doing. If you believe in the work of mental health in the Nigerian space, please donate
Right.
1854. If you can't do 1854, you can do 854. But let's put our money where our mouth is and support this alumni brother who's doing incredible work.
Right. And I just want to add, if you want to like contribute a different way, you can also, we have merch that you can buy, and all the proceeds. I mean, add this for a day and a die. All the proceeds go to Talk Naija. None of it comes to me. So Uche, can you please drop the link for the shirts and the hoodies if you can, please? Yeah.
Shannon, I just have to say, like, bro, like being your brother and like hearing you speak like this and just be so vulnerable and so powerful, bro, it's like brings water to my eyes, and I just gotta fight it back because I'm just like so proud of you, and it's just like I'm just amazed, honestly, like amazed at your bravery, and it inspires me seriously.
I mean,
So,
I get that. I mean, sometimes like when I get, oh, that's so brave, that's so powerful, like I don't see it like that, right?
mm,
I just see it at there's a shift that happened in my mind, when Rob passed, right? And that's the first time that it dawned on me that I'm gonna die one day, right? So that's when I started looking at life from the perspective of dying. So if you see life from that lens, bro, nothing else matters, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter as much, right? I just want to, be as free as possible with whatever time that I have left, right? So, and if my experience can help someone else, so be it. Like, I mean, the whole concept of self-made, there's no such thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We all get help along the way. So
Mm-hmm.
the organization is only able to function as it's functioning because of people like you, my co-founders, the whole tribe that we have around us. So I think we owe it to each other, um, to take care of ourselves, right? And it's unfortunate, like when a case of someone dying by suicide happens, then I see certain things. I'm like, I hope that's genuine, right? I see some people talk about, oh well, I'm always here when you need me. And I'm like, your track record is not that great in that regard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I will add, I think what we owe each other is like, this phrase that I like to say is like, three things. Like if each day, if I'm able to do this for myself and for others, that I feel successful. Like I hear you, I see you, and I feel you, right? I hear you, like, your words matter to me. I'm gonna
Right.
create this
Right.
the space for you to be yourself, right? I
Right.
feel your feelings are valid, right? Even if it's not a feeling I'm comfortable with, and I see you, like you exist to me, right? And acknowledge people. So it doesn't take much. I think we spend so much time on the external stuff, right? Thinking that this promotion, this car will get me to that level, then it's lonely at the top because the inside is hollow. So I mean,
Listen, a lot of people spend a lot of time and a lot of money on the external because they don't want to deal with the hard shit, and the hard shit is
it's
the
real.
internal.
It's real. Like
That's what
like
it is.
my first few therapy sessions was hell. I didn't want to
Mm.
be there, right? So then it's like you start deflecting, trying to find fault. Well, this therapist, he's not good, right? Because he's asking the right questions, right?
They say like the therapist is going to ask you the stuff that you've been running away from your whole life.
Exactly.
That's why
And
people don't want to do it.
if you're running a track star, you're gonna take off again, right?
Again, guys, this is Chinomso Nwachuku of Talk Naija. They do incredible work in the not mental health space in Nigerian community. Please, please, we're putting our money where our mouth is. TalkNaijaorg is the organization. There's a link down here where you can buy sweatshirts. We're donating at least 1854, guys, 1854, and supporting the work that he does.
I just want to add this real
Uche,
quick. While
Dana
you
Dye, are y'all on here? Go ahead, Chin.
I mean, while our base is Nigerians, anyone can benefit from the information that we have, right? So we have collaborated with other non-Nigerian organizations. Excuse me.
Oh,
So yeah.
oh, the blacks,
You want me to say it?
some
You want me to
African
say it?
American.
I love the blacks, H. I do, right? So, but really, we have done some works that anyone can benefit from, the resources. Mental health is mental health, right? It was just that we had a niche and a focus that of the people that I know well, right? But as we've done a lot of collaborative work, anyone can benefit from the information.
Hey, the Dana Dye, I want to invite y'all up. Um, I wish I knew how to do that.
I think I have to request.
Yeah, no, I can send them an invite.
Okay.
I'm gonna invite y'all up because we've been supporting your organization, and I know we contribute sometimes. So, is there anybody who benefited from the work of Talk Naija that wants to come in and just kind of talk about their experience? Anybody who's benefited? What's up, bro?
What's up, broski?
What's going on, bro?
Going on? I got an opportunity to listen to the propaganda Chinomso was spreading.
It'll be the ones closest to you.
I just came here to fact check.
Bro,
It'll be the
bro,
ones closest to you, man.
somebody not on Sacrifice asked for photos of you in Nigeria. All right. Well, I saw it in the comments, bro. I'm just saying, like, people feel like I believe you, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Somebody put that in the comments. A
Again,
couple people.
it goes to it be those closest to you. It was actually Uche that made the comment, my co-founder. So,
Bro, I missed I had to hop off. I'm actually teaching a course right now, but
Okay, all good, bro.
But I missed the question, but I saw the notification. Hey, did I miss anything?
No, I just wanted this is just an opportunity for us just to praise Chin and the work that he's doing, because I know we've been a part of it. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna say this quickly. I think that even for myself and the current climate where the world is, I think we're seeing the need for mental health more and more as we're still dealing with this pandemic. But like now seeing the long-term effects of what we've been dealing with. And so I think the work that Chinomso is doing is not just important, but is a necessity more than ever. So, you know, just shout out to Chinomso for, he said something that kind of stuck with me, was talking about this even when it wasn't sexy. Yeah, man, I appreciate you having that foresight on the importance of this work.
hey, how much you pay him to say that?
Listen, you know I'm cheap. I ain't giving him a damn dollar. What we talking about? Listen, I wanted to invite one of the co-founders of Talk Naija, the beautiful, the talented, the brilliant Uche up here. Just you can share a little bit of why you wanted to help Chinomso co-found this organization and talk a little bit about the work that you do.
Yeah, sure. So hi guys, I'm Uche. I am a licensed psychologist. Chinomso slid in my DMs a few years ago. Very professionally. And he asked if, actually he tricked me, because he first said, can you look at this website and give me your feedback? And I was like, sure, I'll like look at the website. And then it went from, so do you want to co-found this with me? And I was like, what?
Skin in the game, baby, skin in the game.
Went from a proofread to co-founding. But honestly, it was one of the best decisions that I've made in the last couple of years. I've been able, like with Talk Naija, of course, like being Nigerian and being a psychologist was a very rare thing. A lot of times, like, I always tell the story about when I first told my parents that I wanted to be a psychologist, and my dad literally was just like, Uchechi, you'll live in a box underneath the highway. He was like, you'll be fine. And so, and you know, it's like, I get it. I understand. It wasn't something that they were.
Did you give him a spare key to the new cribbo?
Listen, okay, when he came to the new crib, he was, wow, this psychology thing is interesting. And so, yeah, thank you. Nice. And so from there, though, like, but then a couple of things like happened in our family, and my dad was just like, it was interesting. We were actually all in Nigeria one day, and my dad turned to me and he said, Uche, what you're doing is important. And like that was when he knew, like, really hit, because he saw like, okay, this is the impact of like mental health, and this is the impact of what happens when we don't talk about things. Because I think that's a big thing in Nigerian culture, is like, which can be good or bad, right? We don't treat people differently. We'll just be like, oh, that's just him. And it's like, but there's something that's also going on. And so, like, while we might not be ostracizing the person, we're not getting them help. And so I think that was like the big bridge that we saw of saying, like, we don't want people to feel ostracized, but we also want them to know that, like, hey, if you're experiencing something and it doesn't feel normal, like, that's okay. And like, there's opportunities for you to get help, and there's places for people to meet you where you are. And so for me, like, starting Talk Naija was like a dream come true, because I've always been like, oh, I want to encourage like Nigerian therapy. I want to encourage I want to encourage Black people to go to therapy, because I mean, in my program alone, which I have a couple of my my friends who were actually in the program with me, and we were the only people of color in the program, and it was a very I was the only Black person my first year in my doctoral program. even in my cohort that the people who graduated, it was funny enough, people who ended up graduating right then was me, a Nigerian Black woman, another Black woman, and then an Asian woman also. And we all kind of, it was very interesting. Like, we come from backgrounds where therapy is not something that you talk about in our background.
Right.
We know this is something that we want to do. And so it's just been great. And like being able to start the therapy fund has been like a dream through. And we just selected our recipients yesterday, and like we've been getting notifications, people saying like they received it, and people just like, thank you so much, so appreciative. Like, I never thought I'd be able to do therapy, helping me to go and asking members can now join, and it's just like, I'm just like, this is literally why we did this thing here. And so it's just amazing, the support of people.
Do y'all get any white people that ask why they not a recipient?
Happy Black History Month, y'all.
Not yet.
Hey guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm so thankful. Please support Talk Naija and the work that they're doing. 1854, that's the least that we're doing. We'll make sure we support them, and they are funding people's therapy sessions, man. It doesn't get more impactful than that. So honestly, the link we put the link down as pinned, TalkNaijaorg. I'll post it again. Go check them out and give up that 1854. Thank you so much, Chinomso. Thank you so much, Uche, sorry, for the work that you guys do. It's like really incredible. I can't wait to see like y'all get your Presidential Medal of Freedom, because I think that's no, seriously. I think y'all on that path. Seriously, like they're gonna be at the Kennedy Center, and I'm just gonna be like, dang, that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? Nigerians don't play. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all so much. Have a great night. Yeah, have a great night, guys. Appreciate you.
All right, H. Thank you again, bro.
Guys, $18.54. That's the minimum that we're giving out to Talk Naija and the work that they're doing. Have a great night. Check out their site, TalkNaijaorg.
Bye, y'all.
Good night,
All right, take care.
Good night. Love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.